Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6. Did I win? Bingo!
Good. I can hear you. I was wondering.
You couldn't hear my music?
No, I can't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. I just saw you kind of moving around. I thought, is he okay?
Can you hear my music now?
No.
How about now?
I hear a little bit. It sounds like a shaker thingy. Nope, nothing now.
Huh. It worked the other day. Could just be you. I have a big band music playing. Oh, well.
Can't hear any of it.
Huh. Well, it'll be on the recording, which I will start now.
Got it.
Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna fade this out because you Robert can't hear it anyway. Santa can't hear anything that's going on. So why even have it? Come on, I'm trying to close this off. Close. There we go. All right. Woohoo! This has to be short because I have a client coming in pretty soon. Hi, my name is Isla. This is Most Things Hypnosis, January 19th, 2023. My son is 33 years old today. Wow. 33 years ago, I was, 3 hours into motherhood and recovering in LR. Yeah, he's the reason I got to be called mom in the first place. And then the other two just kind of followed suit. So I'm going to give him a shout out. I don't know if he watches any of these ever, but if he ever does, he'll know that I shouted him out. Happy birthday to my son, Kevin. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about words and tone. Something kind of came to me the other day, and just, when things come to me, or if I see a lot of posts or hear a lot of client talk, there's something in the air. I usually will try and make a show of it or something, get it on record. This is where I stand, or this is how I think, or whatever. Okay, so I have a but first. I have it right here on my little phone. But first, nope, hang on. Let me find my but first. Out of sorts. Well, these are 23 tips. I think I already went through those before. I don't want to go through those again. I already did those a couple weeks ago. There's this Instagram I follow called Law of Attraction Live. They do pretty good posts on the law of attraction thing. I saw something funny the other day. I mean, no disrespect for any kind of orientation. I just thought it was funny because there's probably some truth behind it. But when I grew up, you learned about the birds and the bees. And now that this generation's coming up, they have to learn about the birds and the bees and the birds and the birds and the bees and the birds and the bees and the bees and the bees who want to become birds and the birds who want to become bees. I mean, there's just a whole gamut of education these children today are going to be learning. We're going to talk about words today and how they affect us, but I had a but first, and it was right. Oh, it's in my notes. That's why. Oh, but first is, nope, that's my advertisement for today. Oh, okay. This is my but first. This will be it. This isn't the one I was thinking of, but this was profound. So I'm listening to a reel with Dwayne Johnson, and it kind of provoked me because this is how I used to be. And I'm trying to examine, why am I not like that now? He said that no one will ever outwork him. He gets up 4 o'clock every day in the morning. He grounds himself, does whatever he does, because nobody will outwork him. He was in a group of people and he even said, I love you guys, but none of you motherfuckers will ever outwork me, ever. I mean, he was adamant. So that's just his work dynamic. No one will ever outwork him daily, forever, whatever. I mean, it's like, that's pretty profound. So he said that, and this yogi guy said 95% of people, of us, are reacting to life. That's how we live. We live by reacting to life instead of life reacting to us. Enjoy the intelligence of ignorance. That's something to think about, huh? All right, so those are my little but firsts. Got to get better on this but first, but those are but firsts. Now on with the show. Let's talk a little bit about words. I'm doing this off the cuff. I had notes and I don't know where I put them. So, but it was something in my head. I put it on paper, so it should still be in my head. But words are profound. They are a form of communication, but we're going to kind of go a little bit deeper. And how we hear things and what motivates us in what we hear. Now, I graduated from HMI, Hypnosis Motivation Institute. We have a private Facebook page for students and grads. And I posted something, and I might take it down because I think it was really, I was tired trying to post it and I was sleep typing. So I may have to rewrite it. But the concept, I thought this would be a really good concept. I've had people come into my office, and two kind of stand out, because they've seen a hypnotist before and they had great results for whatever it is they were seeing them for. Fast forward years later, and now those circumstances have changed, but they didn't realize it. They just knew that it worked to get them out of their behavior to a new behavior they desired. Now, in order for them to, they're back into their old behavior or a new behavior, it works so well. I mean, just why can't it work now? Because you're not the same person you were from when you were before. And one person comes to mind that was trying to quit smoking. They'd quit for years and years and years. They got sick. The doctor gave them a death sentence. So why should they not smoke? I want to smoke. So they started smoking, and 6 months in, they're like, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. I need to stay healthy for my family. And it worked the first time. I walked out of the hypnotist office, no desire whatsoever to quit. It's like, yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. They didn't want to quit in this time. Okay. They are already in a depression because this doctor, who is, I would call him an absolute quack. I don't know which doctor it is, but they just labeled this person as, 5 years or 6 or 2 years, whatever it is left to live in their life. It's like, this doesn't make any sense to even say that to somebody. And then, so this person's life is different than it was when they quit years and years and years ago, 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was. Their life is different. So what was going on then, it's not going on now. And so they believe, it's called an internal representation, They have a belief system that because this happened, it's going to happen again this way. But that's not the case. It doesn't make their belief system work in the way that they're hoping it will. It could, but sometimes it does. Okay, and the other person, this is a long time ago when I was in my internship. This woman had come to me for weight loss, and I'm certified in weight loss and hypnosis. And so I was working the program that I was certified in, and it's 9 weeks long, and there's accountability. So every week the client comes in and we go over their diet every week, what they've eaten, how much, what they've eaten, how much they weigh, their measurements, what's going on during the week, and the emotional triggers, emotional eating. I go through everything. As a matter of fact, it was a 9-week program. I've now made a 12-week program, food sobriety. Anyway, so this, but that's late, that was later on. But now this woman's coming in because she was going in for surgery, for gastric bypass surgery. And she knew, the doctor knew, you have to lose this weight before you have surgery. And it was quite a bit of weight, 50, 70 pounds or whatever. She had to lose it before she can, be qualified for the surgery. So she lost the weight. And then she decided, well, that was super easy. I don't need the surgery anymore, doc. I'm just going to keep losing the weight. And so she did. And then apparently somewhere along the way, years fast forward, and she put it all back on. So she comes to me saying, okay, I did it before. Why can't I do it now? It's like, I'm trying to lose it. So I worked with her every single week, and she finally she gave up. She's decided that this wasn't working because she wasn't doing the homework, but that's beside the point. It's being a good client too. But she believed, because her internal representation, because of what had happened years before, it should happen again the same way. She wasn't at a hypnotist before. It was just super easy before. So why can't it just be super easy now? Hypnotize me to make it easy like it was 10 years ago. I don't know what it was like for you 10 years ago. I only got what you're telling me. So that could be a clue. But it's like people come to a hypnotist, and if you're quality, that helps a lot because you'll know really what to do. The tone of what they're telling you. Okay, we'll get into the tone here in just a minute. But when a client comes to me and they've already have had other helps, and they're believing that I'm their magic pill. And I always tell them in emails, in their consult, their first session, at least 3 different times, they're told this is not a magic pill of any kind, not a cure or anything like that. It's just a control by you. You can control it. Me just relaxing that part of your mind and dropping in positive suggestions at your discretion. Blah, blah, blah. So, but they have this idea that because this is what happened before, it should happen again. But then you have to look at all the circumstances that were there before. And something I learned this year, and I don't know if there's any actual, this is a theory I have, so I don't know how well my theory plays out, but so far it has. People come to me with a fear, and when we can pinpoint when that fear happened, it's because of a sugar drop. They had a sugar drop at that moment, something was triggered, and now their internal representation and belief system says, this I'm afraid of. And it could have just been listening to a particular music at the time, the sugar dropped, they saw something, their mind puts it all together, because when you have a sugar drop, man, your mind goes into chaos. But anything that was going on is now going to have some attribute to a fear. Watch the sugar drops, because people can get rigidity, and your sugar drops. It's not always a good thing, especially if you have a propensity to it anyway. Okay, so back to words. Words can be helpful. Words can be harmful. I use words to actually help people go into hypnosis. And let me find, if I can find my words. Oh, here we go. Words. The more we are careful about our words and how we talk, the more doubt we remove from our limiting belief system. Being careful how you speak and think about what you're saying, and then what you're going to say next, and then how you're saying it. Excuse me. I've heard this from many people. They're very upset about how someone spoke to them, but not necessarily what they said. Also, as a hypnotherapist, I listen for what and how people talk. So when someone comes into me and they say they're afraid, this is a Milton Erickson. He's one of the famous psychotherapists out there in the world. He writes, "So you're afraid of everything?" He asked his client. And then she's like, "Yes, I'm afraid of everything. I'm just afraid of everything." I call those infinity comments. So afraid of everything. So when someone gives you what I call an infinity comment, oh, everybody hates me. I can never get anything right. This always happens to me. Blah, blah, blah. These are infinities. You challenge it politely, but if you have good rapport with somebody, you can challenge it. So in this case, this person was afraid of everything. So Milton Erickson says, so don't you ever get thirsty. Don't you ever get hungry. You say you're afraid of everything. That includes water and food. And he just put it in a position of knowing that she now knows that she exaggerated and she misinformed him about her fear of everything. Okay, so now what happens with the client? She's going to start checking everything she says. And then what that does, it creates and begins to start doubting. And the all-inclusiveness of her fears start to go away. So it's like now you're oh, I'm challenged on my word. I better be careful what I say. Maybe she always believed that limiting belief, I'm afraid of everything, knowing that was an exaggeration, but for some reason that didn't seem to be an issue. And now when she starts talking and doubting those things, that's when a therapist can come in, a hypnotherapist can come in and give that client faith. Until they know what it sounds like to be alone at times. Let's see. It says here, and when she starts doubting those inclusive fears, then you give her faith in that until she knows that she likes to be alone at times. So maybe she's afraid to be alone. Hate to be alone. Okay. But now it's like you're afraid of being alone, but you're not afraid of food and water. So you're not afraid of everything. Let's see. And she does like the sea. She does like the sunset. She does like the quiet of the night, and she wants to sleep. She's not afraid of sleep, and she does like to sleep, and she does like hunger, and she does like to go to the restroom and reverse her complete negativism by adulterating it with a great many positive things, showing her you're not afraid of everything. Showing that client that you're not afraid of everything. And there are so many positive things, but she may dislike the color of her eyes, but she likes her eyes. Oh, I love the color of my eyes. So this is something that I thought was so profound. The words that we use, and I think this is where kind of the stem from. That was a Milton Ericksonism. About just being careful and causing somebody. So if you're talking to somebody, even a buddy or a friend, and they give you one of these infinity comments, you can just tell them, challenge it in a very polite way, but challenge it, letting them know everything. Nobody likes you. What about your mother? Oh, she likes you. Okay. Nobody likes you at work. Okay. So every single person in that 200-person plant or 25,000-person business, not one person likes you. Come on. And really just wait. Make it awkward. Just wait, because they're going to change their mind, because it's not true. How does 25,000 people or your group of people that you're with every day or whatever, not at least one person can like you? That's just, it would be kind of ridiculous. You'd have to be in the news for that. I mean, even our current POTUS, there are some people that like him. and some people that, don't. So there's always going to be somebody that likes you. I'm going to leave it at that, and not try to stay neutral here. So people can get upset, and let's talk about tone. How you say stuff makes huge difference. I can be very offensive in my tone. Doesn't matter what I say, it's how I say it. My mother always said it like this: Isla, I can walk into a restaurant, my mom, she can walk into a bar, for example, or whatever, grab the tie of the bartender, look him dead in the eyes and say F, and he will laugh, just because that's her personality. I can walk into same bar with said bartender and just look at him and say, hey, how's it going? And get myself a black eye because of how I said it, apparently. So my mother said that I was diagnosed as a child. Robert, you're not going to believe this, Santa, socially retarded. I don't know. I went to a special. I know, right? That's what she said. So apparently the school worked. It's like, me, socially retarded? Anyway, but that was a label that was put on me. I don't know that I've ever believed it, or maybe I am the result of that school. I just remember attending the school. Maybe I attended it for a long time, but I only have little pictures in my mind of my shoes being tied, of coloring, sitting in a circle, being yelled at for coming in late, not talking right, like, excuse me for being late, proper etiquette or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so, but I socially, so I can be offensive. So I have to be careful about how I word things. And my job requires me to ask questions, dashing questions to my clients. How is that a problem? And what would you like to accomplish? And challenge them as rapport is built. I'm not going to go after them on a per session. And I can sense, okay, this is somebody I can't ask that kind of a question to yet. I'll wait. And sometimes I'm not sure, and I'll just go for it. You know what? And I think they appreciate those clients. They want the directness, and I'm trying to beat around the bush a little bit just to make them comfortable. But sometimes maybe they don't want to be comfortable as much as they just want to be not comfortable. They want to be where they can start getting themselves fixed again. So watching your tone. But I said it okay. Did you? What was that one the other day where the commas make all the difference? Ducks, something about ducks, comma, ducks, ducks above. Watch out, ducks above. No, I don't know. Anyway, the word was duck, be sure to duck, and he looked at it like it was actual ducks, So how you say it? What's that ahead? What's that ahead? What's that ahead? So how you say things can make a difference, where you put your emphasis is on that. So when you're talking to people, leave you with this, because my client will be here in about 5 minutes. A couple things. One, think clearly in your head before it comes out your mouth. Take your time. People don't mind waiting. You're just going to have to teach them some patience if they are being impatient with you. So let them have some patience. And then, so patient client, be patient with your people. They will be patient with you. And then how you word things, put some psychology behind it. Where you put your subject verb agreements are important. Make sure it's understood that there's, did that make sense in all directions? Am I being ambiguous at all? And then is my tone nurturing? Is it commanding? Is it demanding? Is it polite and kind? I try to always just maintain my kindness in my talk. Scrappy sometimes, and full of vim, not vinegar, sugar. Okay, artificial sweetener. Vim and artificial sweetener. That's the new one, right? Anyway, but just watch your words. Okay, I'm going to sign off now because my client should be driving up any minute. And watch your words, how you say it, and then remember the power of our words are important. What did I just write? Hang on. Helping people when they say infinity questions, to learn to just start questioning them so they can doubt their own exaggerations. And then when you can remove the doubt out of their mind, then healing starts to process. Did that all make sense, Santa?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, a little bit disjointed, but I get the basic idea.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're confused, call Santa. He'll fix it. It's like I didn't get all of the concept. It's been a lot going on in my head for a little while. So it's like I really wanted to, I thought about doing a Facebook Live on this. Maybe I will still, but I got to get through it. All right. Take care, everybody. And we'll catch you next week on Most Things Hypnosis. I gotta do better at no one will outwork me. I gotta do better at that so that I can make sure that I'm advertising my thing here every daily almost, so that everybody remembers. And it's like I tell people, it's every Thursday at 5 o'clock. It's always the same. Somebody said, well, if you gave us a little more heads up, it's every Thursday at 5. You don't need heads up. It's every Thursday at 5.
Okay, a little something. I know you got a person coming in, but with the Santa, people will tell me they always make the excuse. And even if you said I'm open 365 days a year, 24/7, they'd still find an excuse that they wouldn't be able to watch it or participate or whatever. So don't even bother with those people. Just,
No. It's comical to me. It just says every Thursday, 365, 24/7. There's actually a museum in LA, the Bible Holy Land exhibit, and it's open 24/7, 365. And I've gone there on a weekend, on a holiday, the Holy Land exhibit in LA. It's beautiful. It's a great museum to tour about the Holy Land, the Israeli, Middle East area, and just some of the history that they bring in the relics, and just, it's a beautiful, beautiful museum, and you can go for a tour. Anyway, Holy Land, everybody should try that. It's a nonprofit, and it's a lot of fun. All right, take care and take people at their word. If they say 24/7, 365, go for it.